Hey, this is Mark at the Action Figuratorium, which is my photography studio here in Southeast Portland, and I have a fabulous unboxing video. This is a kind of a treasure find. It's a 2004 Bettie Page 6-inch action figure from Dark Horse Comics. If you remember that brand a long time ago, they made some cool things. They could do it again. Anyways, we're going to take a look at this, and I'm going to tell you the 3 things that make this figure cool and why you should have one, so stick around. Alright, the Bettie Page action figure. 3 things why you might want to have one of these dogs in your collection. Thing number 1, this is essentially 1/12 scale figure, a 6-inch figure. That means she plays nice with other brands, other lines, including Star Wars Black Series, including Marvel Legends, including G.I. Joe Classifieds, that new one that's out, Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions, plus numerous other lines that now are glomming onto the 6-inch figure. She will play nice with all those. Okay, number 2, this is an Egyptian theme. She is Cleopatra here. That's kind of interesting. One of the things I wanted to note is on the back, but we'll get to that in my number 3rd reason why. So yes, if you're doing anything that involves Egyptian figures of any kind, you can now shoehorn this Bettie Page figure in. It's a-okay. Okay, so the 3rd thing is that this is Bettie Page. She was a kind of a visual centerpiece for a lot of what people think of as maybe sort of 50s, early 60s, Russ Meyer bad girl sort of culture. She's kind of the antithesis to Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe is light hair, whereas Bettie Page has dark hair. Marilyn Monroe's hair is always going up like fire. This is always coming down like water. Both kind of stir the imagination. I would also like to point out now that on the back there is a drawing of her, but they didn't use an actual photo. In fact, nowhere on the packaging is a single photo of Bettie Page, although her name is used. They did not license a photo for this. They just used a drawing, and it's a bit of a napkin drawing coming from a comic book company. Okay, I think that's a fair criticism of a comic book company putting kind of a lazy drawing on the back, but they're trying to get this cheap. Maybe this was something that was just in the archives and they pulled it out. Who knows? So Bettie Page 6-inch Egyptian. Let's take a look and see if the figure is any good at all. So the figure seems to have plenty of generic female body articulation. You get a lot of rotating joints and hinged elbows, the good kind of knees where they give you the little kneecap piece. The feet look decent, right? So as far as like having a generic figure that poses well, this gets some pretty good marks in that regard. The face looks pretty good. I don't know if that's close or not to actual Bettie Page. She seems a bit goofy in that particular sculpt here. We will close in on a killer if we can. So the Egyptian wear is kind of cool, kind of skanky, like one of those Cleopatra Halloween costumes. Something like maybe a hooker at an expensive party might show up in. Something like that is what this sort of feels like, which is perfect for this type of pinup girl stuff. She comes with, of course, this cool Egyptian staff, which really sort of sells it. The sandals kind of sell it as well. The haircut definitely sells it. I wish it had a cool headpiece thing. There's something in the back, sculpt in the back. I wish it had something cool that went on her head. That would be sort of neat. But I think the real question here is how does this figure hold up against hanging out with, say, an Eddie of Iron Maiden, which is really, you know, where you're going to use this figure in the first place, as far as I'm concerned. He's almost a little too tall. He's 8 inches. He's 2 inches taller. But I think we may be able to cheat the height a little bit if we're just shooting sort of from the waist up. I think we kind of cheat it. So my assessment of the 2004 Bettie Page Dark Horse is that it has a really generic, interesting, well-working female body that you can pose and do a bunch of cool things with. She's got this really goofy smile which says that she's only going to be having fun no matter what's happening, good or bad. That's up to you. She seems to work out well with Egyptian stuff. We're gonna do a little more clutter and see what we come up with, but anyways, thanks for sticking to the end, and I'll catch you guys.